Hello everyone, Jackie Ding here. Just so you know, it's really cold. It's like 20 something degrees, so I want to get this done as quickly as I can and go home. Anyways, this video features our two time attack car, both the Z46 and my S2000, and a random Camry of some sort just so happened to park next to us. But you know, what else can we do? This is the, what is it? It was supposed to be the 6,000 subscribers special, but we already got 6,500 already. So this is the end of the season special, where it's the end of a season special Q&A. Also, just so you know, plug TF Works, lovely hats. They also are on the hood of the car. I don't know if you can see it. We kind of did a hood vent cut, so the logo no longer is complete. But if you still stand at a certain angle, you can maybe still see it. Anyways, this is the video in which I will look over all of your questions and comments and respond to all of them. So let's get to it. Question number 1. Can your AE86 eventually compete with your S2000 in time attack? It could. You'd really need to build it up a lot, because think about it, this is a car from the 2000s, okay? That's a car from the 1980s using mostly 70s technology. So you would need to upgrade quite a lot of stuff to get it competitive as that. But you could do it. It's just about how much money you have. Buying an S2000 and building it up is way cheaper than, probably way cheaper than buying an AE86 and then trying to make it as fast as an S2000. Have you ever crashed on track in the S2000? Similar to Fiona. First off, Fiona would be like, it's not very nice of you, by the way. No, I've not crashed the S2000, but the only reason for that is because I've crashed so much in the Formula cars that by the time you added up all my crash damage, I could have bought probably an S2000 or two. Moving on. Review on the C43 StopTech brake kit and preview of power adders for next season. Power adders, let me just be straight with you. I wish I could. I really want to. I'm working really hard right now to try and get more sponsors to help us in that regard, but it's tough. And you know, Super Lap Battle, just a trip alone costs us $2,000 in transport, another 600 in entry fees, not including hotels, flights, so on and so forth, and that's probably $3,000. So you asked me, when is this car gonna get a supercharger? I wish I could tell you tomorrow. Goal is to have one on the car by next season, but I just don't know if I can pull it together. We don't have that much resources. So anyways, moving on to bigger and better things. StopTech C43 brake kit, lovely. It's slightly rusty because we haven't driven it since for freaking ever. But I've got zero problem with it ever since we got it on the car. It's just phenomenal. We are pairing it up currently with the SR33 brake pads from StopTech also, and StopTech lines. It's really good. I've never had any fade with it. It's really freaking awesome. Love it. Thank you everybody at StopTech. Thank you Brad for hooking us up with this setup. They have come up with a new rear kit as well, and I did speak to them about that rear kit. As much as I want to, I don't know I can pull that kind of, you know, budget together. I certainly hope I could. Yeah, but yes, even with just the front, the StopTech C43 brake kit is more than enough. So big recommendation. Anybody who wants to do, you know, some serious tracking, they've got ST40. They've got the C43, and then they got the trophy kit. Honestly, I just get this one because it's cheap. Like, okay, it's not that cheap to start with, but the rotor is $100 to replace. The pads are, you can buy any sort of pad. You've got WinMax, you got PFC, you got Hawk, you get StopTech Zone, you get all kinds of stuff. So it's good value. So I love it. We're loving it. We're trying to get the same C43 kit on Fiona's car as well, and they're working on that. So for you E46 M3 fans, stay tuned. Next question. Coda is the smoothest track I've ever been on, unless you hit the track curbs. See you there. I will indeed see you there. The car is, we're supposed to, this time we're not shipping, we're driving. Okay, 20 freaking hours driving this car, these two cars. Maybe this one will be trailered because we don't know about how well the engine is. Well, that will be a whole separate story that we'll make another video on. But I'll drive that car for sure 20 hours all the way down to Circuit of the Americas. Try to compete with some of the fastest cars. I'm fingers crossed I want to have a supercharger kit on for that, because we all know how long the straight is. You know, do you really want to see other people doing 170 and me doing 125 just chugging along? Come the frick on! So that'll be me. That has been me. Wish it was different. No, don't cry for your lack of power. Positivity. Sector 1 is super high speed, fast flowing left and right. An area that, as we've proven, the new splitter and rear wing combo is perfect at. At Buttonwillow, it was a lot of high speed corners and I loved the car. The real issue at Buttonwillow was the bumps. And we'll have the new Reinhardt 2-ways on the car, giving us a little more adjustment as well. And I'm hoping some more suspension components. I'm going to keep you guys posted on that one. Still in the works. But in the low speed, you know, it's trickier because all the bumps and stuff. But with the new 2-ways, we should be able to get it pretty dialed in and hopefully even faster. So Sector 3, where it's all technical, that's where this car will excel. We'll lose probably like 50 seconds on Sector 2, just on the back straight. We'll figure something out. Next question. What's your opinion on the Honda K Roadsters, beat an S6600 as a performance platform? They're awesome. They're freaking awesome. I really enjoy the K cars. Probably you'd have more success with them in Japan, you know, where the roads are small and tight toge. Because honestly, come to American road course, I feel like you run out of gears and power really quickly. If an S2000 is running out of power here, you know, you go to something that's 66 horsepower limited to, you're really gonna have some issues, you know. So, but if you just want a canyon carver, go right for it. Why wouldn't you? I want one. I want one as a daily driver, even though it would be a worse ghost to get again than this car already. Will you ever run Buttonwillow with no aero and try to go sub 2, no aero? Jesus Christ, nearly dropped my phone. High 57. It's hard to say. I don't know. Shipping the car out to Buttonwillow, you know, as I just said earlier, it's quite an investment, and we'll see. I mean, I don't know what kind of lap times we'll run. I feel like the aero itself at that event did more than 3 or 4 seconds. So if I just add 3 or 4 seconds on to my 54, 50, 58, 59, I mean, I see guys out there doing sub 2s, no aero. The car can probably do it too. We'll really need to dial out the suspension better though. So yeah, that's that. Next question. Are you supporting your racing out of pocket? Are you working as well, Jackie? I am not working. I am a full-time student, but I do try to make money where I can, selling stickers. But if you guys do want to support, I'll figure something out later down the line. Probably sometime in January, to figure out some sort of system where you guys can help support the channel, help support me, help support the racing program, help us really go chase after bigger, more prepped teams like that. So since we're, you know, I really wish I have a filming room. Instead I just have this picnic table or just a garage. If I just have a garage to film something, or like keep that car out of the winter, that would be so nice. Review on the car in current form. What mods you think has worked and which don't? Aero and brakes particularly. Well, we talked about brakes already, don't we? C43 brake kit, just get it. It's a no-brainer. I genuinely don't think there's any other braking upgrade that would be worth that much, except for tires. Because replacement is easy. It's $100 for the rotor rings and cheap pads too, and plenty of pad selection depending on what you want to do. Aero, the Spoon style hardtop from Grip A Motorsport, I think definitely has had its effects. We are, and I really can feel the BM Spec Aero working. So you ask me which worked and which hasn't, I tell you, I think they all worked. I like the car as it is currently. It's a very effective track car. The only problem is it's not quite fast enough to be a full-time attack car at the moment. And it's just not there yet, you know, like it's like a notch down. So what can you do? We're really trying. I promise you guys, I'm doing my best. If and when I do have more news on Power Adder to get the car a little bumped up, you'll be the first to know. In your expert opinion, what's a good, reasonably priced car Chevrolet Lacetti or a Kia C''D. Now, that's good for track use. Also, congrats on 6K. You definitely deserve it more. Thank you. Can't wait to see what's next. Toyota MR Spider. I've got a friend who was it? So something on Instagram. They have an MRS, and that thing looked like a lot of fun. I'd case swap an MRS and really send it because it's a good idea. They've done it on hard version. They've brought it on the show. And, in America, people have been doing that more and more too. So even with a stock, put a 2ZZ in it. I don't see what you can go wrong with that. Or, I don't know, I want to say an AP1, but then there isn't a lot of inherent issue with the AP1 where you need to reinforce, the shock, the upper A-arm brackets, and then the, valve retainers, that tends to go. So there are things you need to do to an AP1, but it's pretty cheap. So if you want to pick one up and prep it, be sure to buy one like $5,000 within your budget, so you can have another 5 to modify it afterwards to get it reliable. In what city do you reside? I'm also in Michigan. We should make a Japanese or Honda meet happen. Funny you say that. There is an actual Honda meet event. Literally in July. You probably can't find tickets by July, but look up Honda meet. It's an actual event at Gingerman. So come bring your Honda out and let's have fun. Let's have some fun at Honda meet. Next, which car do you like better? Your S2K or your A86? Do not ever ask me a question like that again. Thank you. I don't know. Speaking of that, the A86 should be coming back very soon. So be freaking on the channel about it because I'm super excited. We're sorting out last couple details with the A86, trying to get it to run. Brian's at the shop right now as we speak, trying to get it to run. But I don't know which one I like more. I can't tell you. I think the A86 has more emotional attachment, but the S2000 is a far more effective car. So you take the pick. Plans for 2019: new suspension, power mods, built motor. I wish I could build a freaking motor. Somebody give me like $7,000. I don't have them. You see the predicament I'm in? I want to go bigger and better and faster in time attack, but I just don't have the budget to follow through. So we're stuck in a stage where like that. I want to do something big, which is why we're kind of like leaving some budget in reserve, just in case we can pull off what we're really trying to pull off. I can't spoil it at all. I'm sorry. I can't spoil it that at all. Are you going to university? What is your major? How do balance going to track day and classes? Best tip, try to put all your classes like Monday to Thursday. So Friday. So like Friday can be your travel day to the track, and then Monday skip a class or two, whatever. Yeah. I go to University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. This is where I'm in. I'm like half a mile away from campus. I like it here, other than the fact that it's really freaking cold and the winters are long, and then the car just sits around under a snow cover. Last year, we had snow pictures of the car. Look, with so much snow on it, it just looked like it had a spoon hardtop. Now I actually had a spoon hardtop. I don't know how it's gonna look like under the snow. What is your major? I am doing mechanical engineering. I guess I'm in my junior year. Probably 4.5 year graduation. Because I came in with like 0 AP credits. Yeah, had I known, I probably should have, paid a little more attention in school, back in high school. But I was too busy driving Formula cars, so I can't complain either way, can I? Balancing going to track day and classes is probably the biggest challenge. But I've been doing it since, it's not just track day, because back in high school, I started doing it, balancing, trying to race professionally and taking classes. And high school, we had more of attendance is more important than college. In some classes here, they don't really care. You just show up and do your work. So it's easier in college, but it's still not very easy. You still got to pay attention. Like I said, finals in like 2 days, and here I'm making a YouTube video. So that tells you all you need to know about me as a student. Any plans to go into our compound tires? Are you going to go to all the big California tracks? I'm curious how you stack up against the big S2000 names here. This is probably our most asked question since we went to Buttonwillow. Are you going to come to Chuckwalla? Are you going to come to Laguna? Are you going to come to Sonoma? Guys, thank you for your enthusiasm. And unless we get about this much money stacked up, I can't just, because the car needs somewhere to be stored. It needs to be shipped out. It needs to be shipped back. It needs all kind of track support. And then again, I am a student, and even during the summer I have internships. So I can't just take like 7 weekends off in a row just to hit up all these good tracks, So I will try, but Cali is far from us right now. So maybe in the future, if I move to California, I certainly will. we might be doing Streets of Willow in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned. If I do have confirmation on that, I'll bring news to you. Congrats on all the records broken this year, but any big plans for the S2000 for the next season? If you had to choose another car to race with, which one would you be? I can't tell you because that's kind of a big giveaway. Let me gloss over that. Let's just go on to any big plans for the S2000 next season. We're trying to speak to a lot of big sponsors, dropping a few names here: Exidi, CSF. They've been really big supporters of us. A couple more too. Elsewhere, Fluid Damper really wants to join us, and yeah, we have a list. We're just slowly going through it since PRI. Just trying to email, knock our way into places that potentially we don't even belong. But all the current sponsors probably will remain for next season. I don't see any reason taking most of them off, unless we can really find a new performance boost elsewhere. So I gotta ask, what does your camera setup look like when you have your helmet on? I have a track day late December in my S2000. Your point of view is perfect. So all you need is your helmet and a GoPro session and a GoPro hat clip. What you do is really simply, you need 2 hands for this. Hold on. Slide that on there, slam the visor shut, and you're good. Now be aware, when you are driving this part, you're going to be able to see this part, and people don't like it, and I get it too, because it's right in your your face. It's right between your 2 eyes, like right on your nose. For me, I just learned to look past it, because it's like the halo, right? If you have a beam coming right here, you just learn to look past it instinctively, kind of zone it out of your eyes. So it doesn't matter to me. This is the setup that I go with. I love it. It's easy to set up, and it works, and it's just the best POV you can get, because it's right in your eye. So that's why. But yes, this is how my camera is set up. I am no longer outside because I'm freezing my hands off. So, alright, well, continue. I will finish this video no matter what. What made you want to get into racing? Oh, this is the big one. So, I was a kid back in China when I was 4 and like this tall. I saw Formula 1 one night and then fell in love with it. Saw Michael Schumacher, I think it was on Monza. The sound, the noise, the experience. It was just phenomenal. And I loved it. I loved it so much. I wanted to do that as well. Couple that with a couple animes, Initial D, and then also, what's the other one? Cyber Formula. If you guys know, you know. That grew my imagination about cars, and that's why, I race with the car number 86. And if you look carefully at my helmet design, it's basically a replica of the protagonist from Cyber Formula. The blue part, the red, and then the logo on top. It's basically a replica of his, because to me these stories, these fantasies, both the Initial D and the anime stuff and the real life Formula 1 stuff, these kind of rolled together, and that became my understanding of cars and racing, and I fell in love, and that was it. That was it. I was hooked on racing since then. And then one night when my mom came home, and I was just like, "Hey mom, I want to be a race car driver." She's like, "Are you on drugs or something?" They could not believe it, because Chinese kids. This is like 2002. Cars were barely a thing in China. So to them, racing cars is like, what? It didn't even exist as a concept. Let's see. Thanks for these videos, Jackie. As a resident of SoCal, I love to see you rip it at Button Willow. Crazy time, man. Off-roading like a madman. Off-roading, indeed. Perfect time. Thank you all very much, because you're the reason why I keep doing this in many ways. I started the channel because, to me, I was a Formula car driver, but nobody wanted to promote me. So I was like, well, damn, if nobody's going to promote me, I'm just going to start promoting myself. That's exactly how this whole began, because when nobody wanted to cover me at events. Because I guess I'm not from around here. I don't know, maybe the face gave it away. I just wanted to show off my driving, and that was it. Starting from all the way back in the Formula car days to now Grid Life, GTA, and then this S2000. And finally, I'm just glad I have an audience that is as engaging as you guys, and are as supportive as you guys. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. I owe it all to you. I love sharing the journey with you guys. So let's see what's next. Hopefully a Supercharger. You should get a foot cam when you drive. I'm sure that'll be very cool and an interesting look at when you show your lap times. I wish I could do pedal cam easier. There's just not a lot of places to put them. Put a camera in the footwell of the YS2000. Let me show you. Before, I had it stuck on here, which went well until the sticky mount fell off. I had to try to stick it here. It didn't work. I tried to stick it on the door. Also fell off. It's just like there's no good places to mount it, you know, and it's kind of cramped. And like best version had it mounted like somewhere like there. I don't even know how they did that. So I'll try to find somewhere around it and make it work. I think that's it. I think that's all the questions we have. Holy cow. We blasted through them. Thank you all very much. 6,500 subscribers by the end of 2019. No, 2018. That's kind of crazy. Never would have, you know, even imagined that we got this much people watching me drive. So I really appreciate every single one of you, you know, commenting every time, liking the video, sharing, subscribing. It just all means a lot to me. In 2019, I'll have more ways for you guys to be able to support the channel better, to be able to support what we're doing, and hopefully we can all grow to become something bigger than what we are right now. I pride myself in having one of the best audience in Top Tech right now. I think that's just, it's something you can't find elsewhere, you know. I make pretty freaking long videos for you guys to enjoy, and it's mostly of my driving, and then you guys love it, you know. Then at the end of the day, this is just an S2000. It's a stockish S2000 that just drive at my best. The fact that you guys love it the way you do, and somehow touted me as a superstar, just I'm not a good driver. Thank you. I can't say thank you enough. But yeah, I certainly want us to all grow, and without you guys, I certainly cannot make that happen. So I'll keep trying to be my genuine self to you guys. With more support on the car, I certainly think the performance will go up, but I still want to be as genuine and as honest as possible. So thank you all very much for watching. Cheers to a freaking awesome 2019. See you next time.
I will take you.